Today, we're going to work on building an app, and that can be an app that you use either as a lead magnet or something that you have been thinking about and just want to build for your clients. So, today, I just kind of wanted to show you a little bit about, we'll start with the why and why it's so powerful to be able to build these interactive tools. So, I'm going to share my screen and you can see here beyond the PDF, the era of the AI powered lead magnet, and vibe coding is the new phrase. And really, all that is a way for you to use your natural language, the things that, help to create something without having to be a coder. And so, if we look at static content, sending out a big long white paper is just not going to be as effective as it was before. So the traditional PDF, let's say, is dead. And now we're looking at providing value for our users. So in thinking about passive content, eBooks, PDFs, those are at like 36%. But if you take that and make it an interactive tool or a quiz, you get 70% more effectiveness. You don't have to have a development team. You just need your vibe. And what that means is build me something, it's going to create it, and then you can ship it. And we are literally going to do this today in our session. So the thing that we want to do is think about ideation. So coming up with the concept, whatever we want to make, and then build it. There's a ton of different tools that you can use to build. Replit, Lovable, Claude, Gemini, you can use anything. But the tool that I love the most is Base44, just because I've used it extensively. So I'm going to model with that, but you can use really anything, that you want. So we're going to talk about who's our ideal client. Then we'll go from what do we want to happen, just our natural language, and then it will automatically create this amazing product for us. And we can do it in less than 20 minutes. Think about what you want as far as data wise to collect. So a lot of times I'll just use it as a lead magnet and it'll collect their email. And then I can put that over into my CRM. And I'm actually going to build one that I'm going to use today. So some examples: a dog breed finder, curb appeal scorecard. So taking a picture and having it analyze. Really anything that you can think of, we can build. So the old way was you had to, have this agency build it, have a developmental phase and launch. And today I'm going to show you a way that you can do this in less than 24 hours. We're going to build what you want to make today. So also thinking, what are your audience pain points? So what do you want to be able to solve for them? And if you're using it as a lead magnet, it's just going to be a small pain point so that then we'll be able to come up with a reason for them to want your services or your product. And so what question does your audience ask? We're going to prompt, we're going to build, and then share the link with a small segment or even post right to social media. Hey, I just created this app. Who wants to try it for me? And then you've captured the data. So we're going to launch this right now here live. What I'm going to show you first is a GPT if you want to use it. And this one is a lead magnet builder that I put together. So it will help you brainstorm high converting lead magnet ideas that lead to your paid offer. So like an interactive tool, quiz, or app style magnet. Jenna, I don't know if you have an idea or if you want to tell me something you were thinking about. You can either put it.
My problem is I have too many ideas.
Okay, so
So
share one thing you're thinking.
it's going to help me because I do want to use it as a lead magnet. I started one and I can't even remember what it was now. But yeah, I can't think off the top of my head right now.
Okay, no worries. If let's say I'm just going to put in here that my clients are struggling with content creation. So I'm going to say my clients are struggling with content creation. And it's going to ask a few questions. And I'll put the link to this particular GPT in the chat. But what is the name of your brand or business? So I'll just put AI coaching with Angelina, my ideal client, coach, service providers, creators. Just copy that, paste it. And then we'll say they're struggling with consistency. And then I want to lead them to my new school group, AI Entrepreneur Amplified Entrepreneurs. And then this is going to give me 10 just random ideas of something that I might want to create. So it'll tell me, here's what I'm building for. Here's the paid offer. So every lead magnet solves a small consistency issue, and it's going to come up with all of these. Let's see. I'm going to grab that link in case you want to play with that while we're working here. And you'll see it came up with a ton of different ideas. So a consistency scorecard, the 15-minute AI content habit builder, a simple planner that helps build a daily 15-minute AI content routine, the overthinking quiz, content to conversion reality check. I really like this idea of a habit builder. So like a little tracker that helps them to build that habit. So I think I'm going to go with that one. And what I'm going to do next is use another GPT that will help me to generate a prompt that I'm going to use over on Base44. So this one is actually a tool that was created by Molly Mahoney, and she did give me permission to share it. So again, I'll add that in the chat. And I'm also going to put all of these notes organized in our school community, so don't feel like you have to keep up with them. But let's take a look.
But the app I would try to build was, it was a book app, and I need something smaller. So this is exactly what I
Yes.
want to learn.
Yes. So thinking about, for me, I know one thing that has really helped is trying to come up with a schedule so that I know for content creation, Tuesday's going to be my email day. Wednesday's going to be the day that I send or I create my blog post. Thursday's going to be the day that I do a post sharing whatever it is. So for my app that I'm going to create, this is going to help me. And I'm just going to talk a little bit into it. And you can click get started and it'll start by asking you a few questions. What do I want my app to do that I'm creating? I want it to help content creators and coaches to be able to come up with a system where they can create content on a regular basis. And I want it to be focused around a weekly pillar. So they'll brainstorm or select their weekly pillar and then be able to come up with a weekly cadence. So, like an email on a certain day, a blog post on a certain day, long form video. And the app is going to help them create not only their schedule, but to brainstorm those topics. That, and then I'm just going to push enter. Okay. So, are there any functional requirements? Okay, let's answer each of these questions. So I want them to be able to drag and drop onto a schedule the weekly things that they want to do. I want the AI to assist them with brainstorming their general topic. Maybe it could send them a reminder on that day of the week that they should post whatever it is they're going to do. And then they'll start fresh each week, but it could save the weekly plans. And then we'll just give that information there and then see what it comes up with. Who's it for? Okay. So I want to use this as a lead magnet. So I want it to collect their email. So it's a lead magnet. So I'm going to post it on social media. I don't need it to have an admin versus client, but I do want the information only to be saved per user, so other users are not seeing their data. There also should be a log out functionality. And that's nice to put that log out functionality there so that if they're finished, they can log back in later. Email only their content. What kind of mood? It should be fun and interactive. Use these colors and my logo, which I'll upload later. Okay, so I'll grab my color, paste that in. Brand voice, friendly, direct, and empowering is perfect. Asking about fonts, no fonts. Weekly plan. And the idea of repurposing content for the week around a pillar. We could say, let's put the link to the school community, add this link to the bottom of each page to encourage users to join my school community to get more ideas like this. So it says, I want to build an app that helps content creators and coaches build a weekly content system. It'll guide them to the weekly pillar, brainstorm topics, and stay consistent through the week. Assistant reminders, weekly reset, they'll log in, and it has all of our information. That's the only thing you don't want to copy this. This is Molly saying, if you want more support, you can join her community. So I'm going to copy this entire prompt. Okay. And then I'm going to go over to the tool called Base44. And if you don't already use Base44, I'll also add a link to get started there. So when you get to this home screen here, you can say start building, and it will take you, and you could use that screen or this one, wherever. And it says describe the app you want to create. So all I'm going to do is paste in all of that information there from the chat. You don't have to read it or anything. And just so you kind of have a lay of the land, down below are the other apps that I have that I've created. So if I ever want to go back into them, I can click there. So I'll click enter, and what it's going to do, this is the screen where I am in my builder space, basically. And on the left-hand side, it is actually working. This is where you have a conversation. You can talk back and forth to the chat. I'll give you a little hint. This is discuss mode. So anytime you want to ask questions back and forth, like how would I build this? Or what would be a suggestion on how to do this? If you click discuss mode, it uses less credits. So again, on the left here is the AI basically working behind the scenes. Now, this first go at things, it takes a little bit longer, maybe 5 minutes instead of seconds, while it builds out the interface. In here is where the app is actually going to appear. So there's a couple tabs that I'll point out. Once it's developed, I'll show you the dashboard is where you could see kind of the behind the scenes. And then the preview is like what you're looking at now. I'm going to go to Base44 and just show you a little bit about their pricing so that you have an idea and an understanding of what you would need. So to get started is totally free. You get 25 message credits, which means that you can talk back and forth to make changes 25 times. Then once you play with this, you're going to realize, oh my goodness, I love it and I want more. And so that's when you can upgrade to these other plans. Now, there's a monthly fee. So if you want to be on it, you can pay $20 a month and you get 100 message credits. And the key to using less credits is really what I just showed you, prompting in another LLM like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whatever, and coming up with your ideas there first so that when you start, you're going to have a better solution. Base44, if you want to use that, I'll put that in the chat.
Okay, I've tried Lovable, and it was really hard,
Uh-huh.
and it took a long time, and yeah, I didn't enjoy that. So this is a
Yes.
little bit simpler.
Yes. This is very simple once you kind of get the lay of the land and understand, what's happening. What was something that maybe you didn't like, Janet, that I could talk about for you? Did you find
Yeah.
frustrating?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand your question.
What did you find frustrating about Lovable?
I took this course, and I mean, she gave me some GPTs too, but I don't know. You had to sign up to GitHub, you had to sign up to Superbase, you had
Yep.
to do all these things, and it still didn't turn out
Yes.
the way I wanted. And I don't know. I just kind of got on it.
And honestly, that like people who are into coding, they'll say, "Oh, use this. It's so simple." It's not so simple if you don't know what you're looking at. And we
Yeah.
want it to be super simple. So you can see right here that
Wow.
this is amazing
And now
already.
it's fast.
I love it. It's so fast. So first, what I like to do is kind of just experiment with what did it create for me? And then I'll decide what are some things that I want to change about it. So choose the pillar. What's your content focus for this week? Pick a theme that'll guide all your content creation. So I think the weekly pillar that I'm going to choose is I want to highlight the power of vibe coding and creating apps for your clients. Or maybe I'm going to say in creating simple apps for lead magnets. And the goal is to users understand how simple it can be to create an app. So now let's fill your content calendar. Generate ideas based on your pillar. I'm going to brainstorm some ideas. And all I did was click generating brilliant ideas and let's see what it
This
comes
is
up with.
awesome.
Right. And now I'm going to give you this tool as being part of the community, right?
Yes,
Click to add to your pool. Unlock your vibe, the art of vibe coding. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay, I'm going to just click plus. And now I'm going to add more ideas. And I noticed that it lost what I had created. So I'm going to tell it here on step 2, when the user clicks the plus sign to add to their schedule. Did you notice how it like went away?
Yeah, you can go back and grab the other ones.
So I can choose from them. Hopefully it will understand what I'm saying. So I can choose from them again. So not just picking one at a time. Okay, so it'll do its thing. And let's see. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome. Yeah, I definitely want it to keep those ideas because that's annoying. So here you see it's thinking. It'll say now it'll say done. Done. Now when you click the plus sign on AI generated ideas, they'll stay available so you can add them multiple times or keep browsing the options. So let's try it and up with. And then add more ideas. Okay, that did not work. Let me try again.
Would you go back to pillar?
Yeah, I want the pillar would be the first step that we did. Here's a thing too. I wonder if I could even, I'm not sure. Oh, and notice here it put my little link there. Okay. Okay. So here's what is happening. When I click brainstorm ideas with AI, it comes up with 5 ideas. And when I click the plus sign, it puts them on the schedule. But when I click back to brainstorm, those ideas are gone and I want them to stay there. Now you'll notice what I did so that I could get that a little bit clearer because sometimes my verbal language, it's easier to just talk out. I just pushed that microphone there, speech to text, and now it has it. So it's going to say planning next steps, and it will see what's going on. Also, I want to point out, so in this box here, there's a plus sign. I love this because you can add different things. Let's say I wanted to add my logo or maybe a screenshot of something that I've seen before. I just take a screenshot and put it there. Okay, let's see. A save to your weekly plan. So when you navigate back and forth between steps, the brainstorm ideas will still be there. They'll persist even if you refresh the page. Okay, click to add to your pool. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll clearly need to work on that because it's definitely not working. But let's go to the schedule content and see how this looks. Now, what I don't love about this is I can't see what the content is, right?
Oh, that doesn't
So,
open when you click on it?
yeah, so no, it doesn't. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, when I am here, I want, I'm going to say two things actually. I want the calendar to appear vertical rather than horizontal. Also, I want to be able to click into the suggestion so I can view and edit the content. Now, I don't know if it has this already, but also provide a way to generate new content ideas with AI once I open that box or whatever. And let's see what that does. No, it doesn't let you even there. That is really strange.
Did you go back to the app that wrote the instructions and do it there, or
You could, yes, but we should definitely be able to do it here. We'll see what it comes up with. That's the icon right here. And while this is working and loading, I'm going to show you the dashboard, the behind the scenes. Again, there's two tabs, dashboard and preview. If I'm on preview, that's showing me this screen. But if I go to dashboard, it shows me kind of the back end. Now it called this content catalyst. I don't like that name. So I can come in here and say your content, I don't know, your brainstorming buddy, content brainstorming buddy. Your AI powered partner for building a consistent weekly content system, plan your pillars, brainstorm ideas, schedule posts, and stay on track with interactive guidance. Good. If I don't like this icon, I can click the little thing there, and you can either upload a logo or say generate a logo. And let's say social media icons in this color scheme. And again, I'll just grab my brand colors and post those here. Generate new logo. And really, this is a minor detail, but just something fun if you want to build it here, but you could upload any, you know, app that you have. Perfect. We'll say save. One thing about the app visibility here, you can set it to be totally private, or you could make it public and require a login to access. And that way you're going to get their email address. Over here, under this tab where it says users, this is where you'll see the people that come in to join your app. Now, go to settings and then app settings. This is where you can edit your logo, your description. I have the homepage to be the home. And then that's pretty much everything. If you want to add backend functions, if you have a paid account, you can activate that. And that's where you can do things like setting up, email notifications or anything like that. Authentication is where I actually am going to turn this off, and I'm only going to have Google authentication. So they need to use their Google account. And that makes it just a little bit simpler when they log into the app. And I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to click publish right here on the top. Now, one thing I like to do you can connect a custom domain, but I actually just like to change the domain. So I'm going to click manage. And right here, it gives me all this garbly goop and it called it content catalyst. So I'm going to change it and I'm going to call it the content brainstorming buddy. And now it gives me that custom. It still has Base44, but it's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to say that you'll notice a pop-up just came up and it said there was an error. And I just clicked resolve with AI. It noticed something was wrong. So it's going to, you know, try to fix that. And it'll ask, and I'll say approve. You can connect a custom domain. So like if you're sending emails from the app, I created one that for my 30-day video challenge, and it emails them every day. Hey, don't forget to post your video. And so you could set up a custom domain there if you wanted. And that's authentication. So that's pretty much everything. So I'm going to click publish and we'll say publish app. And then this is the link here that I would share with people right there. That's it. And it'll look like this. Welcome to Content Catalyst. Sign in to continue. So they'll choose their Gmail account. So it really handled everything for me. So now when I come in, I'm seeing this because I had already put this information in.
So if I logged back in, I would see what I already had there.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And so then here is my schedule. And you'll notice, look what it did. It changed so I can drag and drop
Yeah,
and
it updated it. Okay.
how it posted it like that. You could say past weeks, you could reset the weeks, but it still is not allowing me, to click or view the
Yeah.
content. So you'll notice it had little suggestions here, and it is so smart. It's, hey, here's how you could improve this app. And so it's going to give me ideas there. I still am going to work on getting that, it opens up. So we'll keep problem solving with that. But literally, that's all you do is just go back and forth and you test it out and you see as an end user, what else do I want or need on my app? I also don't like it should allow me to just go in through to the schedule. So I'm going to say, once a user starts the process or the steps, help or allow them to click on these icons to move back and forth. And it might not know what I'm talking about. So again, that's where I do that screenshot thing. And I'll say right here, that is just so strange. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do another screenshot. Okay, so now it looks, see, it updated it. Pillar brainstorm schedule. I want to click this open to see the idea and be able to edit it. And really, it's just a lot of, sometimes using your own brain. How do I say this? It's not understanding what I need it to do. Okay, so are there any questions that you have that you're thinking about? It says that they're editable. There we go. Okay. So now, so then we can generate ideas. It says need inspiration, generate ideas. Okay, so this, and now I'm going to say, and I'm going to paste that and I'm going to say, this is blank. It should keep the original idea from the brainstorming guide, brainstorming section. Also, the generate ideas is not clickable. I don't even know if that's a word. Okay, so now it's going to look at that,
This is a really nice lead magnet.
right?
It's huge. I mean, that's a pretty big app to me. That does a lot.
I agree. Keeping it simple. It could just be a tracker. It could just remind me again of what Tell me what you're focused on so we can make sure we have an idea for you to walk away with.
I think the original one I started with before was like a mini offer builder, but it just got too big. It was like gonna have to, yeah, it was just too big. Trying to help somebody build a mini offer, like the idea for a digital product, it was just too much. So I have to narrow down a little
But
bit.
I really like that is prompting them. So maybe it's just like they give a little bit and then it
Uh-huh.
comes up with 10 different ideas of
Yeah,
offers that they could do or
yeah,
something.
that would be a good
Okay.
lead magnet, I think.
And then here's another suggestion I'm going to give this guy is to say, let's see, I'm going to tell it to spread the white icon content ideas to take up the width of the page so users can see more. Also, make the background black for the entire app. And that might help it to pop, images or background or whatever so that you can,
It'll make everything stand out a little bit. I mean, that light blue is pretty, but
yes, it
I
does
get
not
it.
really pop. Yes.
It'll help them. It'll be more accessible, I guess, too.
Uh huh. So that's really the extent of it. And I'm going to go to the dashboard one more time to just see if there's anything else that I feel would be helpful. So the data that's collecting, there is one thing I do want to show you. So that is security. So the security tab here, right now, all users have full access. I don't want them to have that. So I can start a security check and it will actually go in and look at what I need to change and give me suggestions. Because remember before I said I wouldn't want for me to be seeing your information. So we need to adjust the security settings so that we only see, and I'll just click apply fixes.
So we only see what's ours, not
Yes. And then it automatically updates it so that the creator only sees it. So I'll say apply fixes and then we should be good to go. And I mean, look at that. We are under an hour and we really, I'm going to make a promise to you. I'm going to put this out into the world today because, oh my gosh, that's,
I
int-
see that looks good.
it does. I'll need to play some more because now
Well,
it's,
well,
so I
right.
might say adjust the colors.
It does like purple, doesn't it?
Yes, it definitely does so that I can see. Yeah, I guess that's okay. In here, I need to mess with these colors, but I think that is a good start. Now that I've changed that background to black, I'll readjust these things. Another thing, if you don't like that ombre or whatever you call that, you can tell it not to use that as well. So,
I did have one question.
yes,
So when people use this app, does that cost me
it's a
like
great question. And let me show you where you
money?
can,
How does that
yeah,
work?
let me show you where you can look at that. So here you can see when you click on this arrow on the left-hand side, it'll show you this so you know if you could go back to your workspace. Then when I click here, it shows what plan I have and when my credits renew. Click on settings and it'll show me my monthly messages and then my integration credits. And that's how much people are using. Now you can see I have quite a few, but that's just something that you can monitor and be able to tell. And if you notice that your people are using a ton of credits, which honestly, I have not had an issue with that. 228 that's okay. But you can upgrade your plan if you needed to.
Okay, I just wanted to be clear on how that worked. All right,
Yes.
thank you.
So if you have any questions, I want to encourage you to ask in the community. I'm going to put a summary of all of these instructions, like step by step, what to do